gosh, I freaking hate school. I freaking hate everything. Hate these freaking shoes. I'm kidding. I love those shoes. I'm just gonna sit back and I'm gonna read One Piece. It's a good story. It's a good one. It's really good.
2 hours later.
Hey, you. Yeah, you. Look at me. Yeah. I'm up. Wait. Hey. Who are you? Hey. Yeah. You need to make a One Piece review. I'm gonna go now. I don't like One Piece or anything. But I'll do it. Yeah, I'll do it. Howdy nerds everywhere, it's me, Shrugpod, and today I'm going to be delivering you a review for the One Piece East Blue arc. Let me start off by saying this. One Piece is very long. One Piece has about, right now, 800 plus chapters, and has been going on for about 17 or so years, a little bit longer. And that's a lot of reading to do. If you keep up with my weekly chapter reviews of One Piece, then you know that One Piece is about at its 825th chapter, I think. And it's very long, but it's something that I love. So today I'm going to be reviewing the first arc of One Piece because I want you guys to know just as much about the series as I do. And so further on the year, I'm going to be reviewing every single arc of One Piece until it is caught up. So I guess let's just get into the review. Ichiro Oda started One Piece in the year 1997, and the East Blue arc ran all the way until 1999. It was the introductory story that was published in Weekly Shonen Jump and consisted of chapters 1 through chapter 100. It took him 2 years to write this beginning story. The One Piece story starts like this. In the East Blue, a young boy named Monkey D. Luffy eats a mysterious fruit that an older pirate named Shanks had found. It is apparently this legendary fruit known as the Devil Fruit, and can gift someone mysterious powers whoever eats it. Well, accidentally, Luffy mistakes it for a normal fruit and ends up eating it, and well, his body becomes rubber in return. So what happens is, people who eat devil fruits are not able to swim anymore. They lose that ability. And so, pretty much what happens is Shanks inspires Luffy to become a great pirate, and Luffy is gifted Shanks's awesome straw hat. And Luffy one day wants to become the king of the pirates, and a greater pirate than Shanks. And so it starts off with him wanting to become king of the pirates, and going off on his own journey to find a crew of his own. Luffy goes to multiple islands during this arc and to fight other bad guys and meet up with other crew members. In this arc, Luffy gains 4 other crew members, which I'll discuss later on in the characters section. But he starts off by going to multiple islands, such as a marine headquarters, Syrup Village, Orange Village, I think, and then other islands such as Arlong Park and the seagoing restaurant known as Baratie. And every island that Luffy comes to, he meets a character, and Luffy pretty much has the same sequence over and over. Meets someone, gets super mad, and beats up the bad guy that's there on the island. It's kind of a repeating pattern, but hey, it's been going for 18 years, so apparently it's been working. Anyway, what happens is that Luffy keeps on gets stuck with stronger and stronger people, and you realize that these people have that these pirates that Luffy are fighting have very high bounties, which is money pretty much for people who don't know. And so Luffy keeps on beating these people with higher and higher bounties, and he keeps on striving to become the king of the pirates, which is his striving goal throughout the entire series. And right here at the beginning, it's very relevant because he mentions it a lot. And that's pretty much the basic story.
Gum gum!
Like, there are a lot of characters in One Piece. But right now we're just going to be discussing mostly the main character. First off, we have Monkey D. Luffy, a very hyperactive boy who ate the Gum Gum fruit. He's 17 years old and leader of the Straw Hat Pirates. Being one of the strongest fighters of the Straw Hat Pirates, his goal is to one day become the king of the pirates. He treasures his friends more than anything in the world, and he would do anything to protect them. And through this arc, you see him just like, people are freaking out because they see just this rubber child who's beating everyone up. And everyone's just freaking out because he's a brand new pirate. And with this silly goal that he has, everyone's just very shocked. Next up, we have Roronoa Zoro, a young swordsman at the age of 19 who follows Luffy on his journey, and Zoro himself wants to become the greatest swordsman in the world. Zoro at first did not want to become a pirate. He was a bounty hunter and hated pirates more than anything. But after Luffy saved him from almost starving to death, he decided to join up with Luffy to become a pirate. And like I said earlier, he wants to become the world's greatest swordsman. From a sword that an old friend gave him, he decided to become a master of the three-sword style and to conquer the entire world with his swords. Up next is a cat burglar known as Nami. A thief who hates pirates more than anything, Nami is a young 18-year-old girl who is trying to gather money by stealing from other pirates. She wants to one day become a great navigator and design a map of the entire world. Nami, being a thief, hates pirates. She only steals from pirates because they are the bad guys. The only reason that she is doing this is because there is another pirate trying to get her to get more money, so that way that she can free her village. It's a very, big part of the story at the very end of this arc. But you'll just have to read to find out. But Nami did not want to become part of Luffy's crew. She only joined for a short while, then left, and then ended up joining back. It's just a part of the story. And I really did enjoy Nami's conflict with her character. It got really, really detailed towards the end of the arc. Up next is the sniper known as Usopp. Usopp is a young 17-year-old boy who grew up in Syrup Village. Even though his marksman skills are great, he is known as a liar and a coward. He one day wants to become a great warrior of the sea. When we first meet Usopp, we see him being the leader of a young group of pirates known as Usopp's Pirates. Him being the oldest, he leads a group of young boys around, telling lies that pirates are coming every morning. He is known as a coward and a liar, but he grows up to be very great. He wants to become like his dad, Yasopp, who is a part of Shanks' crew. He stands up for his dad for everything, and his goal is to become a great warrior of the sea. He wants to become a pirate just as much as his dad is. Usopp was the first character to ever accept Luffy's invite when Luffy asked him to join the crew. Which is kind of shocking, since who wouldn't want to be on a pirate crew with the rubber kid? And finally, my personal favorite character in all of One Piece, the sea cook known as Blackleg Sanji. Sanji's a sea cook with incredibly powerful kicks. He's 19 years old, and his dream is for him to find the All Blue, a sea where all the fish of the sea gather around. Sanji is a woman's man, obsessed with every girl that comes his way. He's a sea cook that wants to impress the ladies as well, be very chivalrous and be very powerful. He fights with his feet, never uses his hands, and only kicks. He's very, very strong, actually being one of the top 3 fighters of the Straw Hat Pirates. His dream is to find the All Blue, where a bunch of fish gather around. In fact, every fish from all the way across the world gather around there, which, in Sanji's mind, is pretty much where mermaids are at. After the fight with Arlong, this arc ends where Luffy is sitting atop the execution scaffolding where Gold D. Roger was executed. Everyone looked in awe as he was about to be executed by Buggy, and people watched as a kid worth 30 million berries who had just conquered the East Blue, as they had seen him, everyone had looked in awe because this kid just beat up Arlong. which Arlong, by the way, Arlong fight is one of my favorites of this arc. That's why I'm playing it right now. And this kid had also beaten up Kuro and Don Krieg and Buggy. For Pete's sake, this kid has conquered a lot of high bounty pirates for this kid just being a rookie. Then, finally, Monkey D. Dragon looks at Luffy and thinks, man, my son is going to be great. As Smoker is about to kill him, Dragon looks at Luffy and says, his destiny is not done yet. And finally, we look and see that Luffy will one day become great, just like Goldie Roger. And that's something that I want to see happen towards the end of One Piece. This being an introductory arc shows us how far that Luffy and the rest of the crew are going to go. Because right now, they're at the 78th volume in the entire series in English. And for real, they have a long way to go. This shows just how powerful Luffy is, how Zoro started out after being a bounty hunter, how Sanji learned to be a great sea cook, how Nami has learned to trust pirates, and how Usopp is becoming a great warrior of the sea. Being an introductory arc, this isn't anything great, but I still love it, and this is some awesome material coming from a shonen. Out of 10, I would rate One Piece East Blue arc an 8.2 out of 10. If you're interested in buying any of the series, I suggest buying the first box set of the East Blue arc along with the Baroque Works arc. It is amazing, and I cannot wait to buy the third box set in October. Thank you all so much for watching. Subscribe and follow me on Twitter, and anything else you want to do, drop a comment, drop a like, whatever you want. Thank you guys so much for watching, and goodbye.
But don't you think that I'm a runner? I become